Hello and welcome back to my Let's Challenge of Ratchet and Clank. In the last episode we completed Gaspar, and we also did a nice chunk of Battaglia, and then we arrived here on planet Orxon, where obviously Ratchet currently cannot breathe because the air is too polluted for life. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to explore as Clank this area to start off with, and Clank is going to find some rather important items for us as we go through this section. So what we can start off with is by breaking all of these boxes. This is really the last major Clank section that we have, I'm pretty sure. If I remember correctly, I think this is the last major Clank section we have. I might be wrong. But it's pretty long section. I always find it weirder now that, you're obviously, especially when you stop doing Clank sections and you come back to these sections as Ratchet, you sort of see the size difference, which I always think is quite cool. So anyway, yeah. Once more, we're going to be able to unlock our little Gadgetbot friends.
Gadgetbots can't fly, but you can use your enter command to send them into the platform.
We'll order those guys to wait there, and then we can... So the bot ports they're talking about are these little sort of teleporters. They allow us to essentially, these Gadgetbots to enter these and appear. And now we just have to hope that enough of them survive this guy. Oh man. Come on, be one on the first floor, not on the bottom floor. There we go. Nice. There's only two of them. Where'd the other one go? I'm hoping the other one's just around here. Yeah, good on you. So that's the first area of this little section. A lot of this is just, there's not much you can really do with the Gadgetbots. You just sort of got to get them through the various areas. One thing I haven't noticed, one thing I certainly, because I mean, it's been relatively impossible for me to stay away from Ratchet and Clank, the new one, the 2016. It's been pretty impossible for me to stay away from information about that. And that's sort of been unfortunate in a way, because obviously I'd love to just play that game fresh, but much like Uncharted 4, it's the sort of game where, there's so much excitement about it that, I can't really blame. And obviously, being active on YouTube means that you necessarily see other people playing games that you like, and etc. And no doubt those people end up... Come on, kill him. There we go. Really? Come on. That was appalling, Gadgetbots. Kill him. There we go. But yeah, no, but one of the things I haven't seen is I haven't seen any of the Clank gameplay, so I don't know whether Clank returns. I think he does, but as in a playable character. I would be surprised if he didn't. But yeah, I haven't actually seen any of the gameplay of that, so that would be cool to approach. But yeah, unfortunately, it certainly won't be like fully spoiler free, as it were. Anyway, so we want to get you guys in there. So obviously the number above the port tells you how many bots you need to go through. We need 6, we've only got 2 there, so there's obviously some more to be found. Looks like they're all down here. So got a nice little party of Gadgebots following us here, and I'll send them all through there. And then into there. Well then. We can let these guys wait here just because obviously they can't, as the help desk helpfully reminded us at the start of this chapter, the Gadgebots can't climb, so they certainly can't follow us to this area. They can also trigger these little, I reckon, yeah. I was going to say I reckon it would get down to start walking anyway, so we need you to wait there. Yeah, you know, very basic puzzles, nothing too complicated in this first section. There's 2 long sections just in this level. This is certainly the first. Get all those boxes to break. But generally the explosive and the, what I generally find in this game is that the explosive and the sort of the steel boxes you can't break with your wrench, all of those are, they tend to have more money in them, just as a sort of a rule of thumb. Right. Go through. Okay, so now we will head over here. Hello. All of that. So we can come up here. Still come, and then we can send them through. So the important thing to also remember in this little section is just, it's not so important here, but later on certainly, is that the Gadgebots can be destroyed by the explosions from these crates. So you just got to be a little wary. There's nothing too serious. Lovely. So this is the first objective we'll get in this chapter is the magnet boots, I believe. We'll get the magnet boots first, and then yeah, there they are. But obviously, the magnet boots don't actually give us another planet to go to. You could say that we could go back to Battaglia and complete that little mission there, but we won't bother with that. What we will do is we will continue onwards.
These magnet boots are a device designed for climbing special metal surfaces. However, your feet appear to be too small to equip them.
There we get a handy little trophy there for just randomly getting the magnet boots, but yeah. So so obviously the obvious use of them is in Battaglia, because you obviously need to actually return there in order to complete that mission. It's actually not a story-related mission. We don't actually need to finish the mission of Battaglia, but we will do, because 1, extra bolts, 2, 100% completion of the game. Why on earth wouldn't I? And all this. So the key thing about this area is just to be wary of all the explosions, these explosive boxes, etc. You want to keep your Gadgebots as far away from them as possible. And obviously the bombs that are going off in the middle of the area, you also want to stay around the edges and hope that none of your Gadgebots perish. That one's going to explode, there we go. As you can see, your Gadgebots can actually trigger the explosive crates to start counting down. close. But anyway, so we'll come around here with all of our lots intact. Lovely. So I really want to keep that. So yeah, so the frustrating thing about this next section is obviously that you can occasionally lose your Gadgebots, and then you essentially have to do the entirety of the section again, just with you know, repeat. You need to do repeat runs of bringing the Gadgebots along. So obviously this sort of little fiery trail can hurt you. And obviously you need to, because they can't climb, you need to find the various slopes around this area which you can use. So, they can get caught on the edges, so you just need to be a little aware of that. Make sure you've got everyone following you at all times. Okay, so I'll hit that. Come on, guys. Everyone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lovely. So just be careful. Wait for this to come along. Beautiful. There we go. Okie dokie. So now we'll have our little train follow us. Obviously, because it's quite a long path, you really don't want to lose any of your Gadgebots early on. It's just, yeah. Just because it's a long path. There we go. That's that. Which opens us to the next area, which I believe there are 10 Gadgebots you eventually have in the end here. The main enemies obviously being the ones that you can only kill with the Gadgebots. Namely, those guys. Who would help? Lovely. The issue with sending them to attack in this area is that they can sort of just end up wandering off into the middle of nowhere and you have no idea where they've gone. Lovely. All of his mates let him down, that one. Go on. Go on. Ow. Okay. We just need to be, find whichever ones we're missing. There we go. Should be good. This is where you hope numbers take over. Come on. Yeah, well done. Okay, so hopefully we have 10 here, and if we don't, then we'll have to shuffle back, but no doubt. Yep, there we go, good. So that rather conveniently destroys the two Blarg sort of turrets that are in that area. And allows us to complete the second area of this, second bit of this Clank section on Orxon. And gives us our next planet to venture to. Okay, so there we go.
Better not let Ratchet see this one.
So we go planet Poketaru, and now we can head back to our ship, and that is the whole of Orxon Part 1 done. Orxon is one of my least favourite planets in this game, just because the second bit is rather difficult.
Hey, you giving me these or not?
They are magnetic. I appear to be stuck to them.
Oh. What do you have in there?
Gears, metal filings, dust.
You know what I mean. What is it?
I will show you this, but you must promise to stay focused on our missions.
Is it something about Qwark?
Cities are full of smog, swamps are full of muck, and tar pits are full of tar. But here at Joe I Resort, the sun shines 24 hours a day. Visitors get a free O2 mask to explore our warm waters. The benign marine life will welcome you to the big blue world under the sea. You can also use our complimentary flippers to partake in speed swimming. So come to Joe I Resort and leave your world and your troubles behind.
July Resort, Poketaru.
I knew it.
Oh, come on. Switch off your nerd circuits and have some fun. Look, we'll go just long enough to pick up the O2 mask.
Perhaps the extra oxygen will help your brain to function properly.
Yeah, and maybe the salt water will rust your mouth shut.
So, there we go. So, Poketaru, where we get the O2 mask, and obviously that's key for a few things. But now what we're going to do is we're going to head back to Iridia. And we're going to be able to finish off everything over here. Because now we have the magnet boots, and the reason we need the magnet boots is to gain the final gold bolt in this area, which is located along the final route that we take. So we've obviously already been here. We won't stay too long. So as you can see, the levels, the enemies do change when you leave the level and you come back after you've sort of completed a various section. So in this scenario, there used to be a few more of those fire guys and stuff like that. So now we're going to take the only route we haven't done yet, which is obviously this way. So we drop down here, we now... You can just come down here for, I believe it's just for more bolts. Ow. was trying to, I think it's Comet Stroke. I think that's the name. Lovely, okay, so now. So we can shuffle along here, and we're reaching the top of this area. So once you do reach the top of this area, we've got Skid's Agent, which is that way, and we've also got a gold bolt, which you get this way. So what you got to do is you've got to try and reach here, and then you long jump across, and it's located over here. So that's gold bolt number 3 of 4 here on Iridia. The 4th one is located, as I said, we needed the magnet boots to grab it. We also needed to beat the hoverboard race in Relgar in order to be able to receive what Skid's Agent is offering us. Come on, there we go, good. So we can use the magnet boots here. To get up to this area. Where there is indeed a gold bolt. And then we can pop back down, talk to Skid's Agent, and he should give us some new headwear.
No signal whatsoever. This downtime is killing me.
Do you need medical attention, sir?
Don't be so literal, son. The problem is I'm stranded on this backwater planet and my star client is nowhere to be found.
Hey, we saw you on that info bot. You're Skid's Agent.
Was Skid's agent. I haven't seen him since our ship crashed. And an agent without a client is like a flea without a dog. Say, you look like an athletic kid. If you can bring back the championship prize from the hoverboard races in Blackwater City, I'll make you my next star.
We have no time for trivial matters, sir.
I could be the next Skid McMarks.
Fantastic! You got it! Great work, kid.
So, are you gonna represent me?
You bet, kid. And as a signing bonus, I got this.
Cool helmet.
That is a sonic summoner. It is used to attract sand mice.
Right, and it's all yours. Well, I'm off to finalize the paperwork. I'll have my people call your people.
Do you have people?
The Sonic Summoner allows you to interact with the mysterious enemy.
So we get the Sonic Summoner, which allows us to talk to sand mice, which is essentially whenever you see this little, the little yellow thing on the floor, which allows you to summon this little guy. And they're actually very, very useful. They do a lot of damage and to enemies, and they can be very convenient in taking out in certain, if you need help on certain planets. I don't use it I don't use it nearly as much as I potentially should. You can see it's got a little sort of almost machine gun like. But anyway, that is the whole of Iridia now done. And now what we're going to do is we're going to head to Battalia, and let's finish off Battalia as well. And the nice thing to remember about Battalia is that there is actually access to, you can get sand mice around here as well, relatively early on as well. So anyway. guys. And then I want to see whether this works, because I'm not sure it will, but it'll be interesting to see if it does. So here is our sand mice. House, and now our sand mouse house, I guess I should say. And what we'll be able to do now is, I wonder if this guy will actually stay with us as we travel to. Let me just grab these bolts. As we travel to the walled city. This section shouldn't take too long. You gonna follow me? Yes. Cool. Obviously doing some killing along the way. Good work. These magnet loop sections always worry me, because I always feel like I am just going to walk off the edge, but just gotta be careful. I like how we're now upside down and the mouse is still the right way around. So we use this ventilation shaft as the captain suggested, and we're now going to be able to enter the walled city. So that spawner there was would spawn these sort of. I don't really know what we call them. That's unfortunately our sand mouse. I don't know whether it's time or whether it's damage that actually causes them to disappear. I would assume, based on that it was time, because I don't have anything at all with hitting them. So anyway, now that we're here, we'll be able to get up onto these onto the ramparts. We can actually. Twist the crank. Oh, is the commando still there? I don't think he is. No, because he said he was going off to find the rest of his battalion. Anyway. So, you will find these bad guys, the tanks. Once you get the floor below, they're actually not at all correct, really. So I think that's the most of the combat in this section actually done. Seem to remember there being those two tanks, and that's about the major stuff done and dusted. So obviously we can open this door. There's obviously a way to get up top, I'm assuming, via the rubble. Just a few boxes up here. Let's see. How'd you get up there? I'd assume. This one? Yeah. So now we're going to re-meet one of the staples of the series, being the plumber.
Hey, I know you two.
Look, plumber's back.
Very funny.
What are you doing here, sir?
Maintenance. What else? I help fix this planet's useless air defenses.
Well, I think you'd better hurry up.
The turret works fine, you little yahoo. It's the locals. They haven't got the skilled manpower to use it.
I'm a pretty good shot.
You? No, I could lose my job.
Oh, come on. What's the sense of keeping up a turret if nobody's gonna use it? Besides, the Blog chased you off the last planet. Why don't we pay him back?
Well, all right, go on if you want. Just don't break anything.
So, we're going to enter the turret. And now, so what we want to do is you want to blast down these ships. And the key thing with this is essentially you see these sort of, on the map, you'll see sort of missiles be fired off. Ones that are red are obviously incoming. And then you want to shoot all of the barrels that are sort of spinning around each of the these big tankers. And once you shoot them all off, the ship explodes. So you can't take too many hits in the turret. You do have to be a bit careful, but your shots do have a kind of auto lock-on feature, which is rather helpful. There we go. Nice. There we go. Nice and simple. This is the big one. Obviously, it's got 3 sets of. 3 sets of things to take down. There we go. Lovely.
Well. Looks like he's good for something after all. Here, take this.
What is it?
It detects underground bolts. My grandfather designed it to suck up loose change on any planet in the galaxy. What a cheap old man he was. Well, see you around sometime.
Since you now own
So now we have the metal detector, and the metal detector, essentially, as you can see, it detects underground bolts. You use it whenever the, you can use it whenever the sort of the bolt icon in the bottom right-hand corner appears and starts flashing with the exclamation point. That means that there are nearby bolts. To be honest, it doesn't pick up a lot. Enough to make it vaguely useful, but it's just not. You don't really want to use up you usually wouldn't want to use up a space on your quick select for the metal detector is the thing. Anyway, so that is that. Now, we can return to our ship with Battalia finished. We finished off, wow, two more planets today, which is really good. Battalia's done, Iridia's done, and once we get to Pokotari, we'll be able to finish off a few other places as well, which is really nice. So this has been a pretty successful episode. I hope you have enjoyed this episode of my Let's Challenge, I should say, of Ratchet and Clank. And I hope you will join me on the next episode where we will be starting off on planet Pokotari. I hope to see you then.